Welcome, everybody. Let's go Niners. My name is Jason Aponte. Merry Christmas, everyone that's out there, or Merry Christmas Eve right now. 49er fans. I am Jason Aponte, as usual. Wasn't going to do a stream today, but then something kind of came along that said, hey, man, maybe let's go talk about it real quick. So for anybody that's here, obviously like this video, send it into the algorithm. But let me give you a bit of backstory real quick, okay? So today, obviously everybody wakes up. What happened in the game? Everybody has their feelings. A lot of things happen, right? So people are arguing about football. Today, now about maybe an hour or two ago, a screenshot comes across of John Lynch liking a tweet that is negative towards Jimmy Garoppolo. And I'm going to look at the actual tweet so I can read it verbatim. So it's a tweet with a gif of a guy outside of a plane, and it says "Leave Jimmy in Nashville," and it tags Matt Mayoko, John Lynch, and SF 49ers tweets. And John Lynch liked it. It's on his profile. Now he unliked it once Bleacher Report got a hold of it all. And shout out to everybody that's in here, man. Merry Christmas. You guys don't have to be here right now. And, this is really just going to be a more laid back, funny episode, or whatever this is, live stream, impromptu type thing. I just couldn't resist. Me and Brad are going to do a video talking about the 49ers year in review, and not just the football year, because you're talking about games. I'm talking about from January to right now. This entire year has been a whirlwind for 49ers fans, for content. The content writes itself. It absolutely writes itself, man. This has been a beautiful year for us. This team has no shortage of drama at this point. None at all. And this is all the way from the January stuff with Matthew Stafford, us being at the Senior Bowl, to the trade up to 3, to who's the pick at 3, to now what do you do after Trey Lance is the pick, the things going on in the season. This year has been insane for 49ers fans. Absolutely insane. The content writes itself. And this is a good question, Eddie. Is it drunk John Lynch? Maybe. I mean, it doesn't strike me as something that is, I by accident like that. John Lynch isn't somebody who's constantly on Twitter, right? Somebody who likes almost every response. Because if you go through my likes, many of them are responses to tweets, responses that I get on Twitter, like things like that, right? Like it's not necessarily all that stuff, right? With him, he's not on there that much. His last like before this was 5 days. 5 days. And look, Just Alex has a great point. It's Christmas. He could be drinking. For sure. But don't tell me that doesn't make it really funny, especially after this game. For you to like that tweet specifically after the discourse this entire time has been around. Now what do? I mean, I think it's hilarious, man. You're a clown, apostrophe. Yeah, for sure. Enjoy the show, buddy. Thank you for being here. Make sure you hit that like or dislike button. That'll help me out a lot too. Appreciate that. Luke, shout out to you, man, for the donation. Appreciate that. So, look, is this something? Probably not. Is it funny? Yes. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to laugh about this. I really am. I think that this is kind of something that was needed because the tension on 49ers Twitter today has been very combative. A lot of people were upset. I was upset last night, as you guys could see. And this right here is comic relief, in my opinion. Like, ridiculous comic relief at this point. You cannot script this any better. It's like I feel like I'm living in a reality show with the 49ers. Again, from January with Stafford, the trade up to 3. Who's going to be the pick for 3? The pick after 3, training camp. What's going to happen? The season, now where we're at. The season has been incredible for 49ers content creators, for 49ers fans. Name another team that, and Jordan Elliott posted this earlier. Shout out to Splash Cousin, works for Niners Nation, pointing this out. Name another team that 365 days of the year has you in a chokehold like the 49ers. I mean, like, realistically, from all of the things that have happened, and then now we're here, 365 days, this team has given you something to discuss one way or another. That's it. Let's see. I just think I saw it up here. Where'd you get the sweater? I believe I got this from Fanatics. I believe, but I got this years ago. I almost wear it almost every year. And when I was the district manager for Lids, Christmas time, I would have to obviously be working because of, all the way from like Thanksgiving all the way to Christmas, you were working every single day. So I would wear this Christmas Eve when I would be in stores as a district manager working and stuff like that. So, I kept it and I continued to wear it. So I felt like it was a good time to bring it out today as well, too. So HBO 49ers in season. Man, I wish. Josh, Merry Christmas. Jimmy had a bad game, no doubt, but we weren't supposed to win, right? That was the narrative. We'll be all right. Jimmy will bounce back. Yeah, here's the thing. I think the frustration that I had, and I still have, right? I've been able to cool down a little bit, chill out, got a chance to hang out with my daughter today, so I've been able to compute this a little bit different. The frustration is that while when you looked at the schedule earlier, you would have probably looked at that Titans game and said, oh, man, Derrick Henry, Julio Jones, A.J. Brown at the end of the year, man, that's going to be tough on the end. But when you watch how that game played out, the 49ers gave it away. And I think that's more what is frustrating about it, right? If Derrick Henry ran for 200 yards like many people would have thought, and they didn't know he was going to be hurt, if, that team was fully healthy, the Titans team, then you might look at it differently. But when you watch how that game played out, and you get to the point where the 49ers had a chance to, like, realistically win that game, they really should have just been up, like, at least bottom line 17-0. That's like the bare minimum they should have been up. Could have been 21-0. At that point, everything changes after that. And I think that's the frustration more than anything. So that's it. But, hey, back to this, man. So this John Lynch thing, right? First of all, it goes up as a tweet, and people start to look around, and they're like, man, is this real? Is this real? And I go to his Twitter, and it's real, and it's there, and we start to screenshot it, right? And then when it becomes really real, is Lynch just tweeted. Let's see, I gotta check this out. But when it becomes really real is when Bleacher Report tweets it. That's the thing. Let's see. John Lynch just tweeted, apparently while in Christmas Eve mass with my family, I accidentally and unknowingly liked a tweet. Never intended to and remain a huge believer in Jimmy. Merry Christmas to everyone. Man, listen. Damage control. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness, man. This team, thank you, John Lynch, Kyle Shanahan. Thank you so much. I appreciate you so much, man. Again, today was a down day. Right? Everybody's angry at each other. Everybody's got their opinions. And then this happens, lightens the mood, and keeps the content going. I fully was not going to do a stream today. Literally was sitting here on my couch right here, about to pop on more Simpsons episodes, probably watch another Christmas movie, something like that. And man, oh man, unbelievable. Sin, real quick, just to plug you back in. John Lynch liked the tweet that said, leave Jimmy Garoppolo in Nashville. And everyone got a hold of it. And now he's doing damage control right now. This team, the gift that keeps on giving. The team that this is it. Kali, what's up, man? Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to everybody. Merry Christmas to everybody out there. Hope you're enjoying your time with your family, man. Yesterday, things got a little heated. I was upset. I was frustrated. Whatever. It is what it is, right? It's just a game at the end of the day. And we're all passionate. I was passionate. But enjoy your time with your family right now. And you should be, because there's a lot of people that can't, unfortunately. You know what's going on in the world. Other things happen. So, hey, enjoy your time with your family. I appreciate everybody that's in here right now. We got 110 people in here right now. I did not think that that was going to happen. I did not think that we were going to be doing this right now. But yes, this was crazy. So, let's see. Tony, Jay, yay or nay on The Matrix? Tony, we'll talk soon, man. I don't know. I still don't know. I watched it 2 times and I still don't know what I feel about this movie. I really don't, man. I think I have to watch it a 3rd time and maybe it'll make it clear, but I really don't know about The Matrix. Let's see. Let's keep going. Merry Christmas Eve, Paul. Appreciate you, man. Jason, hope you're having a relaxing one, my friend. I am, actually. You know, last night, yelled a bunch, was upset. Cool, whatever. It is what it is. Game's over. Can't do anything about it. Focused immediately once the game was over and once the show was over to I get to enjoy watching my daughter open up her presents and I get to enjoy my time with her. So, you know, realistically, yes, you get frustrated. Still just a game at the end of the day. Still just something that we all just, you know, we're all passionate about. Merry Christmas to everybody in here. So, but this is just, this team cannot get out of its own way in all facets, on the field, off the field. Why are we talking about this right now? Why does John Lynch have to send out a tweet about this right now? Crazy. Don Burr, my favorite Detroit Lions fan. Absolutely. My favorite Detroit Lions fan. Sersky, yeah, I read it, man. I read it here on the thing, man. That's damage control. That's damage control 101, man. It got, once Bleacher Report gets a hold of it and Bleacher Report sends it out, that's it. It's too big now. Now you can't take it back. No matter what, you can unlike the tweet, which I believe he did. But screenshots live forever. The internet is forever. It's just the timing right now, and that tweet, which was so negative and derogatory in terms of leave Jimmy Garoppolo in Nashville, right? And again, I talk about the way my Twitter habits are, right? You know, a lot of you guys who are in here have followed me on Twitter, have interacted with me. If someone, like, let's say I post something and you say you're absolutely right, I'll like that tweet. Right? And that'll end up in my likes. I'm someone who likes a lot of tweets. I like a lot of responses. As long as they're not, I'm not going to like them if they're derogatory or anything like that. But he's very selective with his Twitter likes, right? He's not a guy who's on Twitter all the time. I hope he's not. He's the general manager of a football team. You should not be on Twitter that much. So for you to not have a like for 5 days and then have this become a like, it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. Accident or not, it does not look good. Like, what are you supposed to say about it? And it's just like, man, you immediately had to send out something because it got around. It gets around real fast. It got around so fast and it looked so fake that people were like, nah, that can't be real. That can't be real. And then you look on his page and it's real. It's there. Unbelievable, man. What a time to be a 49ers content creator, man. What a time to be a 49ers fan. Look at all this stuff that we get to talk about. While you guys are here, I don't know how long we're going to stick around. If you guys want to do like a little bit of question and answer for a little while, I'll stick around for like maybe 45 minutes, an hour if you guys want. We want to talk about things that have to do with football. But this had to be the headline going into this because of what's going on right now. But even if you aren't new here, if you are watching this video, please like this video. Please subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know when we go live. A lot of content still coming this week. The year in review episode, me and Brad are working on it. We might do it Sunday with no 49ers football. I think that's going to be an episode. I hope you can clear 2 hours, 3 hours out of your day that day, because we have a lot to talk about from January 1st to right now with this 49ers team. The ups, downs, roller coaster, rumors, everything is a lot to cover. This season has been insane and there's still more to go, and it's going to roll into next year. So, Eddie V, thank you for the donation. Appreciate you, brother. Conspiracy theory, what if he wanted it out there? Merry Christmas to you and the fam, Ponte. Man, thank you for the kind words, and Merry Christmas to you and your family. I don't know if what he wanted it out there. I don't know, man. I really don't. That tweet doesn't seem like something you accidentally like, right? And I think that John Lynch underestimated how quickly people are on the internet. Or how quick people are on the internet and how quickly people will jump into that. So I don't know. I really don't know, man. It's just funny to talk about, man. That is so funny, man. So funny. Have I been looking at potential cornerback prospects? Not yet. Once the season's over, because I'm already going to Mobile, got my credentials, everything, we're going to be out there. That's the first thing I'm jumping into. And that's the one thing that I'm just going to be able to dive into because this team does need it. Although I do want to say this again, I feel like Ambry Thomas played a good game last night. And people are like, oh, well, he got beat this and that. A.J. Brown's really good. And he gave up, I believe, officially, if you look it up on Pro Football Reference, I believe he's only got dinged for 2 catches for like 29 yards. He had 2 pass breakups, 1 in the end zone. I thought he was fine. And I've been hard on the kid. I've been hard on the kid. But I had been of the mind, and Croc was the one who told me first, and it kind of clicked in my head, and he's absolutely right. Maybe 1 or 2 plays is all you need for your confidence to go up, because he was in the right spot in certain plays. And unfortunately, he just wasn't confident enough to go up and get the ball. And for whatever reason, all it takes is 1 or 2 of those plays for you to get back there. I thought he was fine. Vegeta, how was the episode last night? Testy. It doubled as a Sprint Right Option podcast. That was the first time that I had Andrew on. But yeah, you know me. I'm terrible with those post-game reactions, man. I really am. I do it because a lot of people like them, and I like to kind of get the raw emotions out because right now I'm level-headed. I already looked at it, watched the film again. I'm good. It's done. Flushed it. Nothing I could do about it. But it was testy. I was frustrated because that game was right there for them to win. The 49ers gave that game away. The Titans didn't win that game. The 49ers lost it. That's what's frustrating about it. It was all right there for them to win. And I feel like we can all agree on that, no matter where you stand on the whole Jimmy Garoppolo, scale, anything like that. That was just not a good game. Just wasn't a good game at all. So, Don Burr. I put a Detroit versus everybody tweet and John Lynch liked it. Shout out to you, Don Burr. And Merry Christmas to you and your family. Again, Merry Christmas to everybody that's in here. Happy that you guys are in here. We got about 150 live people in here right now. I'm honored, humbled that you guys would take some of your time away from your family right now to sit here and talk with me on the basis of something as dumb as John Lynch liking a negative Jimmy Garoppolo tweet. But I couldn't resist, man. It was too easy, man. It was really too easy at this point to do this. And again, as a content creator, man, we only get a certain amount of weeks, or at least you thought, right? So the reason that I go so hard throughout the week, right? 5 shows a week, on other platforms, my own, is because you only get a certain amount of weeks of football. But this 49ers team, 365 days this year is giving you something to talk about one way or another. And me and Brad are going to break all of that down. I cannot wait for that episode. And we're not just talking about season. I am talking about from January when we were at the Senior Bowl and all the Stafford rumors all the way to, the trade up to 3, who's the pick at 3, all of those other things, training camp that we were at, all that stuff. It's going to be a blast. I cannot wait. It was such a good idea this morning that I had in my head. I almost wanted to run with it and do it today, but I think it's best that me and Brad go through it because we were at Mobile when a lot of those things were happening, when all those things were happening. We were at camp when all the Trey Lance stuff was happening. We were there all those days. So it's going to be fun. I can't wait for Sunday. So let's see. Yeah, Sersky. Jimmy gave a early Christmas gift, a huge big W. Yeah, man. Yeah. I think they even probably walked away from that game damn, can you believe we won this game? Man, really? Callie, Jason, the one thing I have a problem with is many fans coming for Ambry, who's a rookie. Yeah, in the same breath say Trey needs reps to grow. All rookies grow through growing pains. Yeah, and look, Hufanga was getting better with reps. Ambry looks like he's getting better with reps. Rookies get better with reps. Who knew? Imagine that, man. Imagine that. But at the same time, I'm not here to argue the Trey and Jimmy thing. I think that's dead. I think it's dead. Unless something crazy happens, because John Lynch is wilding right now. Unless something crazy happens, I just think that's done, right? There's only 2 games left in the season. So I don't know. I think it's done. At this point, the 49ers are still a playoff team, 100%. Still a playoff team. I think they win this game in Houston, and then I think that Week 18 game really doesn't have any bearing on where they land. I think that that's just going to be what it is. Or the Rams won't have to play much in that game, I don't believe, because I don't think they can advance themselves. I mean, I have to look at it, so maybe I'm completely off, but I still think the 49ers are going to make the playoffs. And at the end of the day, no matter where you think that they're going, if you don't think they can win a Super Bowl, that's fine. I'm not going to argue with that. I think that last night was a perfect example of how this team can eliminate themselves, even though they have a superior roster to many teams. Like, they're better than the Titans, way better than the Titans. But when you have the quarterback play that you had last week, I'm not a proponent of getting down on the defense. Again, if you would have told me that defense was going to give up 20 points, starting Josh Norman and Ambry Thomas with AJ Brown back, and you said that AJ Brown was going to have all those catches and everything, they were only going to give up 20 points, I would have said the 49ers win, because the 49ers should have scored more points. The 49ers should have scored more points in the first quarter than they scored the entire game. How was that on the defense? How was that on the defense, man? The defense did everything they could. Come on, especially with that secondary. Yeah, we'll bounce back just as good. They're going to be fine. They're going to beat the hell out of Houston. I mean, that won't go a long way of telling people, what this team is, right? Because they're going to handle business with a team that's inferior. But they will, and they're still going to be in the playoffs. So at least they did a good job, at least with that, putting themselves in that position. All right. I'm willing to hang out for a little bit. You want to take some questions, anything like that? You want to talk about this season? You want to talk about what the 49ers are thinking next year? You want to talk about specific players? You want to talk about positives from this game? Because there were some good players in this game. Deebo Samuel was amazing. Jaquiski Tartt, Jimmy Ward, they're great. Fred Warner was very good. Nick Bosa, they were in max protect all game. He still is good. So we can talk about whatever. Yeah. Whatever you guys want. Let's see. Houston is a trade destination for Jimmy. I hope he balls out. Yes, I think people are discounting them a little bit. They have what's the guy's name that has the creep eyes, the ones that like look into your soul. He used to be with the Patriots. He was there with him. He's their general manager. Yeah, that's definitely a destination, right? And we know their owner is trying to get somebody who's not going to ruffle any feathers, if you guys know what I mean. But yeah. Vince, Jason, can we extend Tartt already? That guy's a player. I would love it, Vince. I would love it. I'm very pro Tartt. It's just clear that they want to move on to Hufanga, though. I mean, taking Tartt off of the field, even when he was healthy, to give Hufanga snaps, you can look at it two ways. One, good. Give the rookie reps. Get him rolling. And that's good. Or two, why are you taking one of your better pass defenders off the field for that? And you're supposed to be in win now mode, right? Like, that's why Jimmy Garoppolo's here. That's what never really jived with me with that. So I just think that at this point, it's kind of writing on the wall that they want Hufanga to be here, even if I disagree with it. And that's fine. Whatever. They don't have to listen to me, but I just think Tartt's going to go somewhere else. I really do, man. I think that's it. Caserio. That's right. Caserio. Yep. I implore you guys to Google his photos so you can see what I'm talking about. Like, that man is looking through your soul. Like, when you open up when you enlarge the picture, that man's looking into your soul. Like, he's that scary, man. Deebo was a beast. Yeah, man. Grant gonna have a feast with this like tweet. I called Grant. That's it, man. I couldn't help myself. I could not help myself when I saw it. And I sent him the screenshot. And I was like, look at this. And he just sent me ha 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 ha. And I knew he was gonna run with it because I can't wait to see what he's gonna do with it. I can't wait for his video about it. I know he's in Nashville currently right now. He's like doing a little staycation over there, whatever. Like, he's gonna spend a little bit more time, but I could bet that he's gonna get in front of the camera and he's gonna do a way better job than I am talking about this, man. I cannot wait. I am here for all of the content, man. All of them. What's going on with Al-Shair? Fortunately, he got banged up a little bit in this game too. Hopefully, 10 days off, with the next game, hopefully he should be good, but there's no real news right now, unfortunately. So Davis Mills has been playing well. Not a great spot, but he's also technically the second best rookie quarterback this year. That's not saying much, though, Deebo Samuel fan. Trevor Lawrence has looked bad. My prince, Justin Fields, hasn't looked good. Zach Wilson has looked terrible. Trey hasn't played. So I think it's by default because he's the only one who's actually played. I don't even know if I could say he's the second best, really, because that offense is anemic. And they have nothing around him, right? But, like, I don't think that they believe that he's the future either. in my opinion. I haven't really seen too much from him that would make me think, oh man, they got something here. Like he had that one good game against Carolina on that Thursday night game, but then they went right back to Tyrod. And what are they trying to win games? I just don't think he's that good, in my opinion. Um, let's see. Chris, thank you for the donation. I think considering we started 2-4, I like where we're standing with things could be worse. For sure. For sure. And that's a great way to look at things. 100%. Right? It was doom and gloom. Me, like a bozo, I packed up the season after the Arizona game. Clearly, the 49ers went on a roll, and here we are, 8-7. Game to game, clearly, it's not what you wanted last week, but they won a bunch of games previous weeks. Jimmy Garoppolo was efficient. So, I mean, it just is what it is. Right now, the 49ers are in a spot where they control their own destiny. They can pretty much make the playoffs as long as they take care of business, and I think they will. But, yeah, that's a good way of looking at it, Chris. It's like, I packed it in after Colt McCoy bagged the season up, I felt. But that's why I'm just a guy who yells and stuff, and I'm not somebody who runs the team or is in that building. So, good for them, man. They turned it around, and I'm happy to be wrong about that. 100% happy to be wrong about that. Because, of course, at the end of the day, yes, I'm trying to be an analyst, but still want to see the team do good. Still, like I don't want to see them lose. Like, who does? Let's see. Yeah, Cali Street actually had a sack last night. DJ Jones left the game, and I was like, oh, no. What are we going to do? Kentavious Street. He actually came in and played pretty well. Let's see. Bang, bang, fluffy gang. I like it. That's pretty funny. Compton has actually played decent. Good job. Good call, Cali. Compton, more than decent, Cali. The number one graded right tackle by PFF in run blocking since he took over. Crazy, man. And he didn't really give up too much. I mean, for all I heard about Harold Landry and all these guys, Jimmy Garoppolo threw 2 interceptions from a clean pocket. He wasn't pressured. I've seen him pressured way worse in other games. Tom Compton's been really good, man. He has. I got to eat a bunch of crow when it comes to that too. Happy to. But still doesn't lend to the whole idea of like, oh, well, look, you can just replace him with McGlinchey. No, Kyle's doing a good job of running the ball to his side, not putting them in places where he has to block for deep routes and stuff like that. So it's a lot of stuff that goes into it. But yeah, man, I mean, he is playing well. Kevin Stevens asks, how many 49ers players will the 49ers sign in the 2022 season? What do you think? They have about 32 free agents. And that's, to me, screams overhaul in terms of roster. A lot of people that are here won't be here next year. And I count Tart as one of them. I believe that someone else is going to want to pay him, and he should go try to get a bag at 30. Seems like clearly they want to move on to Hufanga. No matter what we think about that, they want to get him on the field. But there's other players. Like I think the highest priorities are DJ Jones has to come back. He's been incredible. DJ Jones has to come back. K'Wan Williams is starting to put himself in a position where, man, maybe you got to bring him back too, because especially when you consider his contract is only 1 year and it's not really too much money. I think that's not a bad signing as well too. I have to look at the entire list, and then I can tell you better, Kevin. But I know those two off the top of my head, they stick out. And then you have to also remember, there is one way to clear a ton of cap space. And then the cap goes up. It's shooting up to exactly what it was supposed to be. The NFL's back in business. That's why they took away all their COVID protocols and said, we don't care. We're not canceling any games. We're getting our money back. So NFL's back in business. Salary cap's going to go up. There'll be maneuvering. You can restructure contracts. Laken Tomlinson has to come back. Absolutely, 100% Laken Tomlinson has to come back. You have to make sure that he signs. Azeez Al-Shaair is a restricted free agent. You have to make sure that he's brought back. Absolutely, because then you have the duo that a lot of people thought that you would have with Greenlaw and Warner. It would be Azeez and him. That'll be the top 2 tandem that people were trying to tell me about all offseason. So there's some guys that immediately need to come back. But I have a feeling that the 49ers are going to bring in other guys. And I wouldn't be surprised if there's a big shift in terms of veterans from other teams, veterans that are free agents that'll be here. And we'll find out, in the offseason. So, Cody, we can still finish strong and go into the playoffs, making a run. Yeah, absolutely. Definitely can. I just think that last night's game highlights a doomsday scenario that you don't know what Jimmy is going to show up. And if bad Jimmy shows up, your defense can play as well as the 49ers did. Third downs be damned. A lot of people cited third downs that they gave up on drives that the 49ers punted. I find that hilarious. I really find that funny. Why are you citing, oh, they converted on 3rd and 9. 3 plays later, they punted. That was in the first half. Why are you citing those third downs? So I think that really it kind of shows you if Jimmy Garoppolo plays the way that he did last night, this defense can't overcome that. Imagine that. So I think that's the scary part. What Jimmy are you going to get? Jimmy Garoppolo had an opportunity this week to do something that he's never done in his career, which was go 3 straight games without turning the ball over. Obviously, we saw what happened. It's strange, man. I can't remember a quarterback that is so volatile in terms of his play, up and down. 1 week, perfectly fine. No throws that even put the ball in any sort of harm's way. The next week, looks like a guy who has never taken a snap in the NFL, doesn't understand what he's looking at, and is just making rookie mistakes. That's what's frustrating to 49ers fans. And I think a lot of people, even the biggest Jimmy Garoppolo enthusiasts, the tide has shifted on that. They're upset. When you look at how that game went, the 49ers should have been winning that game realistically 21-0. And then guess what? The Titans are in obvious passing downs, and they're not going to be able to do what they want to do. They'll be off the field pretty quickly. But the game's 10-0 at half. The Titans can still run the ball, or at least have the threat of that. They weren't running the ball very well. Deontay Foreman had like 10 carries for like 22 yards or something like that. But the threat of the run is still there because the game's not out of reach. That game should have been out of reach. Out of reach. When it's 21-0, the Titans are not built to play that way. And they are a team that can get rolled on. That's what makes that loss all the more frustrating, which is why I do not blame the defense. There's a world where the defense could have given up 17, 20 points and the 49ers should have outscored. Again, the 49ers could have had 21 points on 3 straight drives. The Titans scored 20 points the entire game. Make it make sense. Please make it make sense for me. Because I'm not that smart. I'm just trying to figure this out. That's it, man. I don't get it. So, all right, we'll take some more questions. I'll probably hang out for like maybe 15 more minutes. See where we're at here. If we don't have a pass rush, teams are going to kill our secondary. Plus, bad Jimmy will show up at the worst time. Yeah, a lot of what Tennessee did was max protect. Everybody on the line and make sure that Nick Bosa doesn't do it. Masterful job doing that. But at the same time, that defense was put on the field a bunch of times. Coming out of the half, Jimmy Garoppolo turned the ball right over, back to them to get the defense back on the field. Guys are tired. And when you're on the field more, adjustments can be made. The offensive coordinator can see what you're running. Okay, they're doing this, this, and this, and you're putting more and more and more on the tablets, on those Surface tablets. Now let's attack here. Let's attack here. It's hard to ask a defense to continuously stop an NFL team, especially a competent NFL team, because let's face it, the Titans are very competent, over and over and over, and continue to expect them to just say, we're shutting this down, we're shutting this down. No, that's not how this league works. Those guys get paid too. A.J. Brown's a baller. Ryan Tannehill made some throws in this game, man. He manipulated guys with his eyes, and he has an arm strong enough that he can manipulate the defender 2 steps over and throw that ball in the middle of the field because he has a pretty good arm. You don't have to be as precise, but you have the arm that can make it through. And Tannehill had it, and he made good throws, man. I mean, that's another thing. So I don't really put a lot of blame on the defense. The offense could have put that game away way earlier, much earlier. So, yeah. Mike, love the show, man. Great job. Appreciate you, bro. Darren, love the content. Merry Christmas, Jason. Merry Christmas to everybody out there. Again, if you're in here, we got 150 people in here live. I don't know why. I wish you guys would be with your family, but I'm happy that you're here with me. You could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me right now. Just make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. We still got a lot of content coming this week. I'll probably take tomorrow off because I'm going to be taking my daughter to my parents' house. So, you guys want to laugh. So my father is the one who is the one who put me on to 49er game, right? So you're probably wondering how a New Jersey, East Coast guy, my father's from the Bronx, New York guy, how he becomes a 49er fan, right? And my father, he went to Notre Dame. He went to Indiana when Joe went to Notre Dame. My father actually redshirted on the Indiana basketball team that went undefeated that year. Isaiah Thomas, Quinn Buckner, all those guys. My father has like the Indiana warm-ups, the candy cane pants, and the like shit is legit. But he basically was like, man, Joe was bigger than Jesus. And you know how big and religious Indiana is, right? So that's where I got game from. So my father kind of has fallen off with football, right? Kind of fallen off with it. I'll be honest with you. My father's a big baseball guy. We're Puerto Rican, right? So the one thing that makes me Puerto Rican is that we love baseball, right? I'm not that good with Spanish. So that's the one thing I can identify with. And the food, right? Like I can identify with off the rip that I'm just like, okay, that makes me Spanish. So my father's kind of fallen off with football. So last night, I texted him before the game. I said, hey, Dad, are you home? I was like, are you going to watch the 49ers today? I was like, they're on national television. And he's like, oh, really? He's like, cool. He's like, he's like, send me what channel it's on for Optimum, which is the cable company out here. I send it to him, and he starts to text me throughout the game. My father, like I said, has fallen off of football. Doesn't really care that much. These texts, man, they're so good because you guys are going to get a kick out of this. Jimmy, scores a touchdown, and he sends me a text. Man, that looked really good. He was like, man, he's moving the ball. Jimmy throws the interception, and he sends me, what the hell was that, man? Jimmy misses use check on the throw, and he's like, you're telling me that guy can't hit that throw? And then the offense starts to sputter, and he literally sends me a text like in big, bold, capital letters. And this made me laugh in the middle of me like rage tweeting through it and everything. He's like, why is this guy so up and down? All of a sudden, he can't even play anymore. And it's so funny, right? It is so funny to hear my dad say these things, knowing full well that he has not watched 49ers football at all, unless he comes over to my house and we watch the game together or something like that, or we're together and we watch the game. But for him to be able to identify what many of us have been feeling for so many years with Jimmy Garoppolo is so funny to me because that encapsulates it. For everybody who sits there and is like, you guys complain and you dwell on too much. And you look at this man who has watched Joe Montana, Steve Young, all these guys. Like my father was into it when it was then, right? He kind of fell off on football later on. But look at how quickly he could watch one game, one half of football, two halves of football, and literally come to the same exact conclusion that we have been coming to this entire time. I found that to be hilarious and was probably the best part of my night last night. I promise you, man. So let me get to some of these donations real quick, man. Brandon Green, thankfully for Steph Curry because Jimmy has me sick. Man, it must be nice for you to have a basketball team for you to fall back on. Steph Curry has like changed the game and is like one of the greatest players who's ever played the game. And it's like pretty cool that you have that as well, too. You guys are spoiled on the West Coast, really spoiled. Tony, appreciate the donation as always, bro. You're always showing support, man. That's love, man. Last night reminded me of the 2019 game against the Falcons when, despite a generational D, Julio Jones was too much for the secondary. Yeah, except that Julio Jones wasn't at all. It was just AJ Brown this time. So I hear that. I hear that, man. I definitely hear that. Let me keep going. Let's see. Joey has a little bit of a spicy comment. I don't care what Kyle says. If Jimmy is off of first half against Houston, it'll be trade time. Sure, he'd have no experience, but the flip side is his defense would have no tape on him for the playoffs. That's a very good way of looking at it, man. Don't discount the fact that if Kyle is able to unleash some of those things that whatever plays he was drawing up because he was so dismissive of Justin Fields from his pro day, don't dismiss that and the run game and how dynamic, I don't want to keep putting it on here because I don't really think that the similarities are as striking as people say. But when Kaepernick kind of took the league by storm, nobody really had ever seen him. And people had thoughts of what they think Trey Lance is. But that is a good point. It could be something where you catch everybody by storm and you start to open things up. Like it's a very good point. So Fillmore, happiest of holidays, Jay. Go Niners. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Appreciate you, man. Happy holidays. Matt, I was ignorant to the fact that there are real Niner fans outside the Bay Area or from the Bay Area. Yeah, I don't want to say you're ignorant, right? But I think that a lot of people, I got this, especially when I started, getting into this YouTube thing and trying to give my own thoughts is, well, what the hell do you know? You live in Jersey. Well, I know guys that live blocks away from Candlestick and Levi's, couldn't tell you who the starting defense is, couldn't tell you who the coaches are, couldn't tell you anything about scheme. There's people that live in Alaska that are studying the 49ers and are learning more about them. Location doesn't matter. It just matters about your passion, and it just matters about how hard you go for the team. And me, I'm defensive all the time, right? Like my on guard, maybe sometimes I lash out. A lot of that comes from where I'm from in New York, right? New Jersey. I live in Giants country. As a 49er fan sitting out here by myself, I got to defend myself against a group of 10 to 12 Giants fans. And I can't just be yelling nonsense. I have to be able to tell you why my 49ers are better than your Giants, where they're better, why this player is better, why your team can't beat my team. So I've always had that. So I don't really ever think that location should ever dictate your fandom or your knowledge or anything like that. In my case, and you guys have kind of pointed it out in the YouTube comments, I'm trying to be better about that. I have an affinity for liking to be right. I have an affinity for liking to shut people down, especially when they come at me harshly. So for me to do that in a room full of 10 to 12 people with a bunch of facts and dead ass B and a bunch of Timberlands in the room, right? Like you gotta be a little bit more aggressive, right? Your voice has to project. You have to be able to get your point across. Information is important. So I've always kind of taken that and run with it in terms of when I've had these football discussions off of YouTube, which are a lot more heated and a lot more curse laden, I would say. So yeah. Let's see. Priya, shout out to you, man. I hope you're feeling better. I'm glad that we were able to do this, and we'll talk a little bit later. Did you ever go to Finity's? I was always there. 2014 to 2016, Saturdays closed. Yeah, that was the big 49ers bar in New York City, and I went there one time to watch a game. A lot of fun. There was one in New Jersey that I frequented, and that that's where I actually met Nick from Nothing by Niners. Shout out to them. That's where I first met him before I ever started a YouTube show, anything like that. That's where I first met him. We used to go there. It was a legit Niners bars, 2 floors of New Jersey Niners fans. And I went there in 2019. That was the first time I ever went there. I went there for the first Rams game, the Seattle game that they actually lost, the Green Bay game, and then the Seattle game in week 17. And that was electric. And that's when you start to really get energy from people who are out of town. Like we're not from the Bay Area, but yeah, 49er fans travel well. I've been to games this year. Philly, 49ers traveled super well. I went to the home opener. Chicago, 49er fans travel well. 49er fans travel very well. We're everywhere. And I think that that's a beautiful thing. It's the staple franchises, right? 49ers, Steelers, Cowboys, Packers, Bears, like the teams that have been around forever, they travel well. They're always going to have a big fan base. Also, and I hope this doesn't come off wrong, but when the 49ers are playing well, 49er fans pop out more in other places. And I don't mean that I'm not trying to be one of those people oh, were you down? Like anything like that. It's just a fact. Like when the 49ers are popping out in 2019 and they're balling, everybody's back. Everybody's back, right? The people who casually watch from afar, you're back, right? Like you're yelling the E40 song, you're doing all those things. So when the 49ers are playing well, they always have more people pop out. So I think that's a beautiful thing too. So Paul, yep, you could be a fan from anywhere. I get the same thing as a lover of English football, soccer, but I live here in the US for sure. For sure. Everyone wants to be right, and the best of us want to shut people down with the stupid comments. Yeah, I just have to be better with that. And I'm trying to be better with that. I don't want to talk down to people. I really want to make this a safe space for people to have their opinions, and I just have to be better myself. And I realize that. And it's not just because of comments I've received. When I watch some of my streams back, I'm like, damn, you know what, Jay? You're a little bit too harsh on that, right? Like, and I don't want to ever be someone where you tune in and you don't want to watch me, right? Because you're just like, oh, this guy's a know-it-all. No, I definitely don't want to be that. So I'm definitely trying to be better. So just please bear with me while I go through that. Sometimes I just get a little too excited. Sometimes I get a little too spicy, and I have to curb that a little bit more. And that's just something I'm trying to work on realistically. So Nuno's, that's it, Sin. Nuno's, that's what it was called. Unfortunately, they closed down. So now I have no Niners bars over here anymore. Yep. Let's see. Appreciate you, Felix. I'm with you, bro. You're a true 49ers fan. Go to John Lynch Likes tweets and scroll down to January 3rd. He liked one of Grant Gones' tweets. Oh, whoa. And he's out here liking Grant Cone parody account tweets. Wow. I didn't even see that, man. Yeah, shout out to Puerto Rico in here. I didn't even see that. That's ridiculous, man. The defense played great last night. Do you know Jersey Niner? I don't. If that's a Twitter name, I don't. But yeah, I definitely agree that the defense played well. So did he really say a safe space? Cringe as fuck. Yeah, safe space in terms of you should be able to bounce your opinions off of me, and we should just be able to talk. I shouldn't talk down on you. So yeah, it's a safe space, like place where you can come to hang out, place where we can come to talk about 49ers, place where we can be passionate while also not belittling other people. And that's something I just got to be better with. That's it. That's it. Defense sucks second half. Bosa said as much. They cannot team Titans on 3rd and longs. Can't stop A.J. Brown. It's a matter of time, Red Eye. Again, they gave up 20 points. Your offense could have scored 21 points in 3 drives in the first quarter. I don't want to hear it about the defense. Hope that doesn't come off condescending or anything like that. But no reason the 49ers shouldn't have outscored them. You know why they lost that game, and it wasn't defense. The defense was on the field way too much. Way too much. Why was that? Someone was turning the ball over. Someone was leading to punts. Someone was allowing field goals to happen instead of touchdowns and breaking the back of the Titans, who are not built to play from behind. The Titans go down 21-0, game's over. They are not built to come back and throw the ball in obvious passing downs. They're not built like that. They got washed mad times. Mad times. They got blown out by the Patriots when they had nobody in the same way, and all of those things. And you could be upset. That's cool. That's cool. 20 points. The 49ers would have had 21 points in 3 drives. They would have outscored them in 3 drives. But Jimmy Garoppolo threw an interception in the red zone, missed Kyle Juszczyk, and the game was 10-0 going into the half. That team was irrelevant on offense for that entire first half. Had no points, couldn't even move the ball. Sorry, man. Yeah, Lombardi, right? Facts over feelings, right? That's it. Wasn't just Jimmy, all parts of the team contributed. When the offense is inept and your defense has to continue to go out on the field, offenses will change up their game plan and attack you where they see it. 21-0 changes how they game plan, how they move. Game was over if they go up 21-0, Red Eye. I don't know why you want to argue. Merry Christmas, buddy. Hope your holiday's going well. Hope you're enjoying your time with your family. Jimmy Garoppolo is the reason this team lost this game this week. Not many people are going to disagree with you. I'm just back scratching. Okay, Red Eye. Enjoy your holiday. Hope you're having a great holiday. I hope you're enjoying your time with your family. Yeah. 48 minutes. I feel like this was a lot of fun. We had a bunch of people. I had fun with this, man. This all started because John Lynch is wilding out on Twitter, man. This is too funny, man. But yeah, man. Shout out to everybody that was in here. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the content, hit that notification bell. I think we're going to have a show Sunday, me and Brad Graham, where we're going to go over the entire year, not just the 49ers football playing year, the entire year from January all the way to here in terms of all the crazy rumors, trades to 3. We're all going to kind of recap it all because I think that would be a fun episode to fill some time while the 49ers don't have a game for a while. So, yeah. Red Eye, I don't always think I'm right. Just my opinion. I mean, obviously you disagree with it. That's fine. What am I going to do? Just my opinion. That's all. I mean, that's it. Lombardi going to be up for tonight's trying to flip this. Well, I mean, that's his thing, right? Happy holidays, Jason. It's all the faithful best wishes from Mexico. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate the donation, man. So, yeah. Yeah. Well, everybody that's in here, appreciate you guys. Like, again, I wanted to make this a space where we can just talk, bounce our opinions off each other. Again, all I have is an opinion. That's all. I'm not absolutely right. I've been wrong on many things, clearly. So yeah, we're just talking. That's it. Shouldn't be that serious. Shouldn't be, anger, anything like that. I'm good. I'm chilling. This was supposed to be off of a wild thing that happened with John Lynch liking that Jimmy Garoppolo tweet. And I just wanted to really talk with you guys and just tap in with some of the things that you wanted to know. And, if you just wanted to get my opinion. So, yeah, I mean, enjoy your holiday, guys. Everybody, thank you again for joining right now. I can't believe that we almost had 170 people in here right now. So enjoy the holiday. Enjoy your time with your family. A lot of people, unfortunately, can't be with their family. And I think that should be contextualized, and you guys should understand that. And if you are lucky enough to be with your family, cherish that. So, yeah, I just definitely want to make sure that we say that, and appreciate all the donations. Appreciate everybody who just joined for a silly conversation that really started. So a lot of fun, way less tense than this last one. So this last episode, which, I was a little angry about, but hey, either way, I was just frustrated about the way that game went. So shout out to everybody that's in here. We'll be back this weekend. So thank you guys. Appreciate everybody for tapping in. And as always, let's go Niners and enjoy your holiday, man. John Lynch is wilding, man. Somebody take that man's phone away, please. Welcome, everybody. Let's go Niners. My name is Jason Aponte.